Savant.
Oh my stars! Cole Caulfield ties it.
He's in. He scores! Oh my! Delmanoff!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Curfew Boys. Happy summer, ladies and gentlemen. It's my first, I think my first episode in July. Fuck, I miss you guys. I miss being. I miss you guys, but I definitely miss fucking hockey season. And
I just want to remind you that we are recording this episode on August 6th, so you missed the whole month of July, Anthony.
I missed the whole month of July. Yes, I did. But good news, ladies and gentlemen. We're just around the corner to camp season, and before we know it, we'll be talking playoff hockey. You know what I mean? But
oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Like, is it October yet? Liz just going around social media for hockey fans and NHL fans. So
I just can't fucking wait. Can't wait. Before we get things started, though, let me introduce you to my boys here. It's just me and Sammy here. So I'm just Anthony tonight with Fireman Sam.
Sir.
If you guys love what you listen, wow, I am.
You're
really
rusty
off.
too, huh? Like
I'm rusty.
All
right.
When I got back from my vacation too, I was just like, I had no idea. I didn't know how to hold the mic. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to speak English. I forgot names. Yeah. So it's totally normal.
My name is Anthony. And okay, let's no edit, but we'll restart the intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you love what you hear, you can listen to any of our podcasts on any podcast platform, such as Spotify, Apple Music, and any other podcast platform you guys love to listen to, Google, you name it. And if you want to see our beautiful faces, you can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All our podcasts are posted on YouTube. Get to see our beautiful faces. Nothing better than that.
For free, too. It doesn't get better than that.
For free, guys. For free. Like and share. Tell all your friends all about us. If you want to see more Habs content from the Curfew Boys, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. TikTok's a little bit quiet, but it's going to come back soon. And X, we will also be on X. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to see more content of the Habs with the Curfew Boys, just follow us there. And before we get things started as well, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this episode. We got, of course, Mike's Barbecue Rub. He's a Canadian company based out of Montreal, Quebec that sells barbecue rubs, sauces, and kettle-cooked chips. All of his products are proudly made and packaged in Canada. They could be used on all types of meats, vegetables, and even fish. Their chips are kettle cooked in Canada. They are the only company in Canada who is using their own barbecue rubs as the seasoning of their chips. They're fantastic, guys. You can see this. You can follow them on social media pages such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All their products are available to purchase on their website at www.mikesbarbecuerub.com. And they also ship all over Canada. Guys, get this product. It's amazing, especially now during barbecue season. It is amazing. If you guys listen to the fucking... Do you guys hear that noise in the background? It's my clothes being... No, you don't hear it? I hear it loud and clear.
I only heard it when
I said it. Sorry
when you said
about
it.
that.
Yeah, otherwise, I probably didn't notice.
It's all good. It's summer break still. Summer holidays. We can fuck around on this episode. Sorry to my sponsor, MikeBarbecueRubs.com. They also ship all over Canada. Amazing product. Amazing for barbecue season. Guys, give them a follow. All their information is on their Instagram page. Also, another sponsor of ours, Habs Cave Sunil. What an amazing guy. Someone you need to get to know. Follow him on Instagram. All Man's Cave Dream. Like, guys, if you are a man or anybody that likes to have a man cave, well, follow this guy. He's pretty much every man's dream, especially a Habs fan. Wow.
He is every man's dream. He's actually that much of a good guy.
I'm so rusty, guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, follow Habs Cave, an amazing guy. He supports the community. He knows a lot of stuff about the Montreal Canadiens. Give him a follow, Habs Cave, on Instagram. Wow.
It's
you
okay.
know what? This leads me to a funny story of how crazy and rusty I am, and sometimes lost case. We, of course, you can that.
I could vouch for that.
Statement. Yeah,
the last 20 years
for a long time. Yep. Guys, I was at a golf tournament, basically pretty much our sponsor, Habs, Sunil Habs Cave, with Kevin from the Liam Foundation and Chris Nyland. What an amazing tournament. I know maybe Chris brought up the last episode, but guys, it was an amazing tournament.
Yeah,
A
it was
lot of
the Chris Nyland charity golf tournament,
yeah,
basically for the Liam
for the Liam
raising money
Foundation.
for the Liam Foundation. That's correct. Yeah.
It was fantastic. What an experience for Chris and I, and the love and support we saw for Liam Foundation is just beautiful to see, and it's only growing. So, but speaking of that day, so that morning, Chris and I went for breakfast. So we started the day at the clubhouse for breakfast. So we're sitting down, and we were talking to I forgot his name, but he's a Hall of Famer for Sportsnet writer. I forgot his name.
No, is it for the Gazette? My Farber.
Yes, Farber. No, not Spoilers. Yes. For the Gazette.
Yeah, for the Gazette. Yes.
Farber. So,
yeah,
really nice guy, down to earth. He was just talking to us about politics and just vacationing and just the summer. It was just really nice guy. And then, as we're talking, this man shows up to our table, and he's like, "Hey guys, can I sit with you?" And Farber, which he knows this guy. I'm going to mention his name very soon. I'll get to the point of my story. He's like, "Hey guys, Anthony, Chris, Jeff." Like he was introducing us to this guy. So it's like Anthony, Jeff, Chris, Jeff. So I get up and I shake his hand. I'm like, "Nice to meet you, Jeff." And I went back to sit down and go take a sip of my coffee. And like a split second after, I'm like, "Wait, what the Jeff?" I look up again. I'm like, "It's Jeff fucking Molson." Like I was freaking out that I didn't catch on right away. Here I am, a fucking CURFEWBOYS podcaster, supposed to know anything about the Montreal Canadiens. I know Jeff fucking Molson, but it was just the way it happened. It was so natural because Farber is like, "Jeff, Anthony, Jeff. Oh, nice to meet you, Jeff." Sit down. I'm like, "Wait, Jeff?" Look up. I'm like, "Jeff Molson."
Did you not look him in the eye when you shook his hand?
I did, but it just didn't click because it was such a
register.
It didn't register because it was such a natural conversation that here the owner of the Montreal Canadiens comes and sit down with us. Mr. Farber, who's a Hall of Famer in the Gazette, right? Just you would think they're all celebrities, which they are, but at that moment I just didn't feel that relationship.
They're big names out there in the sports world, and let alone Montreal. Michael Farber and obviously Jeff Molson. We don't need to introduce him, but
no, we don't. But I like I said, it was just because I wasn't like usually when you're sitting down with a big name, you get tensed up and you're all worried, but it didn't feel that way. So it was such a natural conversation with Michael Farber and Chris, as if like he was just a regular dude. And when Jeff came, it just again the way I got introduced to Jeff by Michael, it felt so like, "Oh, hey, it's Jeff. Jeff, nice to meet you." And I'm like.
You know what would have been funny if he would have been like if Chris would have been like, "Hey, yo, Anthony, that's Jeff Molson," and you would have been like, "Yeah, I know." You just continue sipping your coffee as if like, "Yeah, okay, all right, cool, Jeff."
No, but then I turn around. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, Jeff," and he looks at me. "Oh, don't worry about it, man." But I lost my chances of getting season tickets because I am on the waiting list, and I was next in line last season, and I got bumped because. Of course, the Montreal Canadiens had a good season, so the renewal rate was high. So I brought that up because he had asked me and Chris, "Are you guys season ticket holders?" And I respond, hoping to get an in. I was like, "Well, not yet, but I was supposed to be next in line. I was number 74, and I got bumped out." And then he looks at me, he's like, "Yeah, it's we don't." I don't know if he was just thinking
he was
that
totally. Yeah, he was bullshitting you. He does not want you anywhere in his building anymore.
Well, he responded. He's like, we don't cheat with this stuff. We follow the process. We follow the order. We don't bump anybody. But I didn't even ask to get bumped. I just said, "Hey, So I think he hates me, and
1,000%. Like he does not want like he probably doesn't even care about your money. He just want like, no, screw this guy. How dare he not recognize my face? Like, no, screw him.
I'm the owner of the Montreal Canadiens. This fucking guy doesn't.
No, you know what? But it's so true, and I can relate because and it's so funny. Like I didn't even rehearse this. I really just thought about this as you were explaining your story. I had met Jeff Molson too. This is, my goodness, give or take 6-7 years ago, give or take between the years of like 2017, 2018. So I was working this was during a time where I was playing beer league hockey in Pierrefonds. Okay, so the 4 ice surface at Pierrefonds Arena, and there were 2 different hockey tournaments going on. I was working at one of them, but then Jeff Molson walked in with his kids. I remember, and I was like kind of standing at the like the reception area just to greet, parents with their kids, just letting them know they have a game at this time. Okay, they could put their bags here. The room is ready. One will call you. Blah blah blah. And I remember seeing him instantly walking up to. I was like, oh my god! And then after he like told his kids like where to go, okay, go put your bags here, okay, go to this room, like he actually like stood with me and spoke a little bit with me, and obviously talked about the team a little bit, but we're just talking about like he was talking about it. We talk about his kids and like their team and how they're doing and all that. So he always struck me as a humble
Very,
man,
very
a humble
humble.
business owner, and I there's always going to be a small percentage of haters out there. And whenever people say all Molson cares about is money, 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 it's like no, it's like all of us care about money. This no matter what we're doing, whether we're an entrepreneur, whether we're in business or we're working blue collar jobs, white collar jobs, everybody cares about money. But the point of like Jeff Molson, he cares about this team. He cares about this organization. And most importantly, he actually cares about his fans. He really, really does.
He
So,
does. He's no, and I couldn't agree more. Especially this was the first time I meet this guy in person and have like again. We spoke for 15 minutes about nothing hockey until he mentioned the whole season tickets thing. But before that, we were talking about politics. He mentioned, "Oh, you guys are on vacation." I'm like, "Oh, I go to Florida often." He's like, and we started talking about Florida and again, it felt like just a normal dude. So for him to have that conversation with me and Chris just randomly and just chill without it was just a good, like, he's such a good character. And I'm about to say something now. If I'm not allowed to say this, then you could edit it out. So I'm going to say it. And if we keep it, we keep it. If we don't, we just remove this whole fucking part.
Sounds
He
good.
made a comment. So speaking of being humble, very humble guy, and cares about his fans and cares about his team, right? So you can tell how much he cares about this organization and about the Montreal Canadiens and his fan base. So here I am. I made a joke about when the whole season tickets conversation started. I said, I'm very mad at the Montreal Canadiens. And he's like, why? And this is the story I told you guys, right? 2 months ago so basically I'm on the list for the season tickets, and my rep last year told me, hey, Anthony, good news. Based on every year renewal rate, you're guaranteed getting the season tickets this season, like the season coming up. You just got to wait for June. We're going to have to go through the whole renewal, but for sure, based on history, you're next in line. It's going to happen this year. So I'm pumped all fucking year about this. And come towards the end of the season, how our team just turned things around back in December, January, and we became one of the best teams in the NHL and made the playoffs. As a fan, we're fucking happy about this. But as a fan waiting for season tickets, I was fucking pissed because of this whole great hockey that we've been seeing for the boys. And then Demidov coming along, the renewal rate was the first time in so many years that it was 98%.
Oh my God, really?
Okay, 98% renewal rate for season ticket holders. So my rep calls him. He's like, I'm so sorry that I have to say this, but unfortunately you got bumped and you're probably going to be next year or the year after. We don't know, but we've never seen this before.
Yeah.
And it's only because the team is getting better. So here I am all fucking pissed. And I told you guys, I hate the Montreal Canadiens just because of that as a joke. But I said that to Jeff.
That you hate the Montreal Canadiens?
I'm like, I fucking hate the Montreal Canadiens. I was supposed to be a season ticket holder this year, and this happened. And because they got better, I got bumped out. You know what he responds? Which
Good.
got me a little angry,
Good.
but at the same time, it gave me the goosebumps from top to fucking bottom.
Okay.
His response was, "It's only getting better."
Oh.
Me and Chris look at each other, we're like, and like we're not. I didn't want to look starstruck with this guy, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna get better. The future is bright. But the way he said it, the way it came out of his mouth after my comment about fuck, the team is getting better, and he looks at me, he's like, it's only getting better. And I was like, oh my god, like
Okay.
I was
Okay.
I was like,
All right.
yeah, I'm not gonna say what I want to
Nice to
say,
meet you,
but
Jeff.
yeah,
All right.
nice
I
to meet
gotta
you, Jeff.
change.
Yeah,
Let me go change my pants. Okay, gotcha. That's insane.
but
And
it
you
was
know what
just
I'm
nice to hear that from a owner of a franchise.
But you know what I'm curious of? I hope they show that in the upcoming documentary season 2 of the rebuild.
I can't wait for
And
that.
and it's so I can't wait for that either. And as soon as Crave and or at least Crave or French Crave or whatever released the preview, I started rewatching it, and it's just it's sort of, speaking of Jeff Molson, I just couldn't believe the behind the scenes of that one person going up to Jeff Molson and being like, "Hey, this intro, this home opener intro, the worst I've ever seen," and you could tell like he took it personal. So no,
I
like I
wonder
can't
if
wait
they
for that,
bring
and I
up
can't.
this season opener and if he says it was better or not. I'm curious. 'Cause
For
I was
sure,
at that game.
there's for sure. Yeah, we were there together. There's a
Oh
vlog
yeah.
that's released. We'll put the link of the vlog of the home opener that we released on YouTube a couple of days ago. But did he hint anything at you about maybe upcoming contracts, or I don't
So
know,
he didn't hint
maybe
anything.
maybe resigning a very very young superstar defenseman that we have that people are freaking panicking about? That why haven't we resigned him yet?
Yeah, so no hints. Like I said, it was strictly formal conversation, no hockey talk besides the whole season ticket holder stuff. But to make everybody somewhat feel better and stop fucking panicking, look, we didn't sign. Let's just say Lane Hutson has not been signed yet, right? And we see our fan base
Well, an
freaking
extension.
out.
He's got 1 year.
1 year
He's
left.
got
and
1
no
year
extension.
left on his entry level contract. Yeah.
So everybody's questioning what's taking so long, why it's not happening, and you see it all because you follow our Instagram page. So I'm sure a lot of fans are messaging you and saying, "What the fuck is going on?" There's a lot of panic out there. And guys, we're in July, no, now in August, but it's summer. And
Yeah.
I'll just say one thing: what Jeff told me in conversation. He was talking to Michael Farmer, and Farmer's like, "Oh, so how's work? How's everything going on these couple of days?" And he's like, "Oh, we're finalizing everything for the year end, and we're all going on vacation for the next couple of 2-3 weeks. I think he's going to Europe with his family." So,
Yeah.
guys, these guys are just as human as all of us. We all take vacations in the summer, and they're the same way. They're not working 24/7. Yes, they're owners and they're GMs, and they have to speak to everybody, but there's a certain time where they just want to shut everything off. So
Yeah.
to kind of release some of the panic to our listeners out there, the tournament was July 7th, no, July 14th.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He had told me and Michael Farber and Chris that they were closing up a few things
Mhm.
and going on vacation.
Yeah. So
This is vacation time, boys and girls.
but
ladies and
it's
gentlemen.
not it's not just that. There's still a year left on the contract, and I think the reason why people are panicking, maybe not so much now, but definitely when free agency was happening, definitely in the month of July, there was, for some reason, there was a sense of panic as to like, why isn't Lane Hutson getting re-signed? It said, and then you get those one or two idiots that are like, oh, because he wants out of Montreal, he wants to go to Detroit. Like, nah, it's like, shut up. Like, no, you don't even listen to those people. But I think the big reason why everyone's like, we need to sign Lane Hutson, extend him, is because the new CBA, the NHL and the NHL Players Association, they finally agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement starting next year on September 16, 2026. That's going to go all the way to September 15 in 2030. So 4 years now. But one of the big changes that both parties agreed on is that if you want to re-sign a restricted free agent on your team, you could only sign him for maximum 7 years. Whereas right now, during the final year of this current collective bargaining agreement, you could sign him for 8. So I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's going to be, we could only extend him for 7 years? Sign him now, so we could sign him for 8 years. We get him for 1 more year, right? It's like, yes. It's like, folks, it does not, that whole new change, that new CBA doesn't kick in until, like I said, September 16 of 2026. The Canadiens have over a year to sign Lane Hutson. Okay? I cannot, for the life of me, foresee them having an issue re-signing this kid. I really, really can't. That's going to get done. And for the best interest of this team, this rebuild, the future, the core, the young guys that they all got going on, it's in their best interest to keep this kid for 8 years. That he's going to turn 22. You keep him for his entire prime years in the NHL, probably until the age of like 30. Okay? It's going to get done. I think the major question is how much? How much is he going to get? How much is he going to make? And I don't want to speak on your behalf here, but I know you're a big fan of nobody should get paid, at least as far as the cap hit is concerned, shouldn't get paid more than what Nick Suzuki's making. But then you have a Noah Dobson coming in who's making $9 million on the cap. So
Look,
what does that mean? What does all of that mean for Lane Hutson and his new contract and how much he's going to make?
well, look, back to, the panic. I think we're at that stage in our, being a Habs fan where we can just relax a little bit. I mean, we all have PTSD with old management and stupid contracts, stupid mistakes, stupid trades, you name it, right? Gomez, getting rid of Sergachev.
Still not over that, huh? Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
Getting rid of Sergachev, Ryan McDonough. I get the PTSD. Okay, I'm not going to take that away from any of our fans, but I think we can all agree to the last couple of years what Hughes and Gorton have been doing and what they've been proving to us, that they're not stupid managers.
No.
They know what they're fucking doing, and they have a vision, and they're sticking to it, right? They just want to get this team better, okay? And they're not rushing it, and they're doing it properly. So let's find a way to put this PTSD aside and have trust in this management. Now, again, in my Facebook memories a few weeks ago, I wanted to share with the boys, but I didn't. So it kind of contradicts what I just said about have trust in this management. I had the same post years ago about Bergevin. I wrote, guys, in Bergevin we trust. Remember that post?
Probably.
And then we got fucked, right?
But what other choice did we have?
I know, but now I'm saying to trust this. But again, actions speak louder than words, and I feel like this management has gotten to that point where they've done enough so far up to this point that we can actually trust these guys. So anyone who has panic of we're gonna lose Hutson, guys.
No,
like Sammy
it's not about losing Hutson. I think the main question is right now is how much, and I really like to discuss that. How much is Lane Hutson going to get? What's his next contract going to look like? I personally think, like I said, it's going to be the 8 years. Now, what's his cap hit going to be? I still think he's going to get more than Nick Suzuki. Noah Dobson, earlier I said at $9 million. He's actually at 9.5. Okay.
Suzuki's contract is what? Let me go find it on
it's
Puckpedia, right?
Yeah, Puckpedia. Suzuki's, I have it right here. Suzuki's contract is at 7.875 all the way till 2030. All the way till 2030. And he's got a modified no trade clause that kicks in when the new CBA starts. So in the year 2026. 2027, that season, he's gonna his no trade clause, modified no trade clause, kicks in. Okay,
so technically Noah Dobson is paid more.
And same thing too. Noah Dobson, him too. He's got a 14 team no trade list, modified no trade clause in the year 2026, 27. Him as well. It kicks in. So I'm looking at Noah Dobson. I'm gonna start with looking within our own borders, and then I'm gonna mention three other defensemen that everybody's been comparing Lane Hutson to. Okay, so I'm looking at Noah Dobson. definitely a right-handed defenseman, which coming across an elite or at least an all-star caliber right-handed defenseman is very tough to come by. Okay, we've seen it in the Kale Makars, and like he's just in a whole other stratosphere of his own. But I'm looking at Noah Dobson. Okay, turning 25. Got the extension that he wanted, and mind you, he took a bit of a pay cut as far as the cap is concerned. He was almost about to get like 11 million in New York. Took less to come to Montreal, but he's got. If you look at the last season, it was a bit of a decrease in production, and then the year before that, 70 points in 79 games. Okay, but you're talking about Lane Hutson here, who beat a couple of records as a rookie defenseman for most assists in a season. Okay, he beat Chris Chelios' record. He's tied like Larry Murphy. Okay, I personally think if the Canadiens can manage to sign Lane Hutson at the exact same cap hit of Noah Dobson at $9.5 million, I think they're winning. I think it's a win right away. Now I'm looking at Noah Dobson's contract. Yes, it's a $9.5 million cap hit, but where is it here? But here's his total salary. He's making $12 million for the next 3 years. It drops down to 10 in year 4, drops down to 8.4 year 5, and then it goes down to 7.2 for the last 3 years of his contract. Okay, I think they're going to take that similar route for Lane Hutson. I think they're going to pay him the first 2-3 years, like around that amount, maybe 10, 11, maximum $12 million. And don't forget, the cap is going up, so they might be a little bit more inclined to do that. I think, too, this is me personally, you got to give Lane Hutson a no movement clause. Like, no matter what, you do not move, trade, touch this player. He stays in Montreal. He's anchored to this team for the rest of his life, if it were up to me. But anyways, I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I really think. I
have a
think.
question for you though, because look,
Yeah.
So back to what you said before about my belief, but that's out the window because Noam Dobson got paid
Yeah,
more. But I always believed that it was Nick Suzuki's team, and you built off that.
it still is. I think it still is.
It still is for sure. He's your heart of the team, but at the same time, I thought he was going to get the highest paid player, and everybody would be under him. Now I get Noam Dobson came in, got paid, $2 million more overall, right? 12 million, I think that's what I saw.
Well, don't forget too. This is a Mark Bergevin contract, but if you look at the actual total salary that Nick Suzuki's making, he's making 10 million. But the reason why his cap hit isn't as high is because in the last.
No, but I'm comparing it to the total. So 10 million, and the total for Noah Dobson is 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yes, that's right.
So now let's go back to Lane Hutson. Now forget about my whole Nick Suzuki is the highest paid player and everybody under him. That's out of the way. So forget about me saying, well, Nick Suzuki is going to be less than.
Actually, no, I made a mistake here. It actually dropped. He's making 6.25 million. Excuse me. No, it dropped at the very beginning. Nick Suzuki was getting 10. Paid for. Yeah, at the very beginning. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, I misread this.
Now he's at 6. Now he's at 6, but before he started at 10. So I'm looking at when the contract started, which was in 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
So Noah Dobson is a lot higher. Oh, well, $2 million higher from this. Again, guys, we're talking from the start, not from what he's getting paid now. Lane Hutson. I mean, I don't see him getting paid less than Dobson. I think it'd be a big mistake if it were up to me as management. But then again, he's only played one season. Now, what I think management is trying to do, and again, it's not that we don't have belief in Hutson, but it was just one season. Can he be consistent? Can he prove to us that he can continue doing what he did year one? Because you don't want to sign this guy and then he completely drops his production on year 2. So I think maybe this contract will be signed before the new rule back in September 2026. I think. But I think they just want to give him, half a season too. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think that's what they're doing too. It's like outstanding rookie season. Like,
But it could be just a one-off. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it is, but it could.
No. Like, but like there is such a thing called the sophomore slump. So I personally don't think Lane Hutson is going to suffer through that. But I mean, at the end of the
You don't know, right?
None of us know for sure, but we all have faith and belief in Lane Hutson that he is
100%.
only going to get better. So the chances of that happening are a little slim. Is he going to make the same amount of points? Is he going to make more? We're going to make more. I don't foresee him.
No.
Making,
And to
I don't
all
foresee him.
listeners out there,
I don't foresee him making less than 60 points this season.
I don't
Or
either.
getting
But
less,
to all our listeners out there, we're just before we get attacked, please finish this episode and hear what we just said. We are not bashing Hudson.
No.
We are not saying we don't believe he'll be better, but as a business mindset, I think Hughes and Gorton are just being patient and just being smart about it and just let's give this guy one more opportunity and see what he can do.
But this also has to do with culture on this team. Like, how can I say this? Noah Dobson took a pay cut to be with this team, and I think players are going to follow suit here. You know, like Uri Slafkovsky took a little bit less money than Nick Suzuki. Like, as far as the cap hit is concerned, Cole Caulfield says same thing. You know what I mean? Like, and Cole Caulfield's going to score probably a lot more goals than Nick Suzuki will throughout his career. Like, there seems to be an established culture on this team where it's like money isn't first. I really think that it's playing for each other and playing for that logo, that crest that they're wearing on that jersey. I don't think Kent Hughes is going to have a hard time trying to convince Lane Hutson and look at Jake Evans as the perfect example. Jake Evans, he could have gotten $3-4 million if he would have gone to free agency, but no, he took a pay cut because he believes in this team. He believes in what they're building and where they're going. I think it's going to be the same thing for Lane Hutson. I
don't see him going anywhere. He's gonna stay.
No. He's good. And look, there's three other defensemen I want to sort of try to compare with him. Like I said, I mentioned Cale Makar. He's in another universe of his own. I think maybe another two that we could mention is Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks and Adam Fox of the New York Rangers. Okay, right now Quinn Hughes is making. Where is he at? He's his cap hit. His cap hit is 7.85. His cap hit is 7.85, which is crazy to me because he is one of the best. His total salary is making 10.25, but his cap hit is at 7.85. Now, mind you, he's only got like with this year included 3 years left on his contract, and he signed a deal where like his base salary he went from $4 million to 6.5 to 8.6. Like, he gradually went up. Whereas, and if you look at the amount of points, like him too, he started okay, and then he just exploded. Actually, not even. He almost exploded from the get-go. 53 points in 68 games, then 41 points in 56. Then the 2 seasons ago, 92 points in 82 games. Like, those are amazing numbers, you know. But him too. Look at his cap hit at 7.85. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Adam Fox over here. His cap hit at 9.5. Okay, 9.5 total
similar
salary
to Dobson. And who signed Fox? Gorton, right?
At the time. Well, he went and get him. Yeah.
So there's a lot of similarities to this contract.
Well, it's not that far off. Exactly. Like 11 million, 12 million.
11 million, it's off by a million. But
but still, it's very, 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 very similar. And you look at Adam Fox, and it's so funny how like Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, and Adam Fox, even Noah Dobson, almost all came in at the same time around 2019, 2020. And if you look at Adam Fox, like 42 points in his first year, 47, 74, 72, 73, then 61. The Rangers had a terrible year as far as the New York Rangers standards are concerned. But him too, like his most goals was 17, but like he puts up points too, and look at the amount he's making. And then look, I'll go to the god himself on defense, Cale Makar. Cale Makar cap hit at $9 million. Straight up, $9 million. And he's him too. He's got 2 years left on his deal. But him too, it's slowly he made a deal from 8 million, jumped to 9 to 11 to 10.6, and then it drops after that. So and look at the points: 50 points in 57 games, 44 points in 44, 86, 66, 90 points, 92 points, and he got 30 and he scored 30 goals as a defenseman.
So
Like he's Cale Makar's insane. So it's like, if you look at that, I think we got a good case here of having a Lane Hutson cap hit of 9.5 million. I really think what they'll do is, boom, you kind of do like Caulfield as well. Caulfield and Slavkovsky, pay them all the money now while they're young and in their prime and still hungry. And then the total amount just gradually goes down as the years go by, as they approach their late 20s. I have a feeling that's the route the Canadiens are going to take with Lane Hutson.
I mean, I do see that. If you're not paying Lane Hutson more than Makar, you're not paying him less than Dobson. So yeah, I think the cap hit is going to be 9.5. I agree with that. I don't see less or more.
But this is my point too,
unless how I see more, like the 12 million hit, like Dobson, is if he has another outstanding season. Because if they're going to wait till end of next year to extend Lane Hutson, then it's because, and they pay him more, it's because he has an outstanding year too. Meaning you're proving to the world that you could be consistent and better as he progresses. So if Lane Hutson has a better year, so how many points did Lane Hutson get this year? He hit the...
He had like 60, he had 66, I believe.
Yeah, 66 points.
Yeah.
Okay? If he manages to surpass that, you're setting a standard to this team and to our fan base that you're just gonna be climbing up and staying consistent. You're not gonna decrease.
1,000%.
And at that point, I see them signing him higher or the same as Dobson.
I really think hold on. So I'm going to try to calculate here on the fly as we're recording this right now. So let's say the first 3 years, 11 million. Okay. They signed him for it. So for the first 3 years, 11 million. Now let's say it drops down to here, 9.5 plus 9.5. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus then 8. That's 6 plus here. Let's go 6.5 plus 6.5. Okay. Yeah, I'm just hypothetically speaking here. So that's $73 million. If we divide that up by 8, you have a $9.125 million cap hit. I'm just saying, I would definitely go with that. And you throw in either modified no trade clause. Like I said, I would throw in a no movement clause. Lane Hutson does not go anywhere. I understand it's probably risky, but I don't care because it's Lane Hutson. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't go more than 9.5. And the most important thing too, this detail is extremely important to realize. With the cap going up, if they could avoid spending a little bit more for him, they're winning. They're gonna win. They won this deal. Okay. And another reason why I bring that up is because how much is Ivan Demidov gonna get? What if he has a Rookie of the Year season, which a lot of hockey analysts and experts are predicting he's going to be one of the top candidates to win Rookie of the Year. Like, okay. What are you going to give Ivan Demidov? You're going to have to pay him eventually, and then what are you going to do for a defenseman eventually, like David Reinbacher, and then your potential number one goalie in Jacob Fowler? But right now, I'm thinking numbers. Don't give Lane Hutson too much. Give him what he definitely deserves, but think about longevity and future of this team, because you're going to have to pay an Ivan Demidov a good amount of numbers too.
Yeah, but that Demidov, we have 3 seasons to evaluate that, right?
We do.
And a lot can change in the next 3 years, right? There's players like Gallagher who are probably going to be out of our roster and salary cap. There's players like Anderson that might be out. big contracts like Carey Price.
Well, the Carey
So,
Price contract,
the
1
Carey
year
Price
left.
contract.
That's going to be so strange when all that
It's going to be
ends.
yes.
Not to get into that, but it's going to be. But
Let's get into it
that
for 2 seconds. Just to all
yeah.
the listeners out there, PK Subban reshared our fucking post. Can we just
Oh, yeah.
fucking give us a hand of applause to them, Curfew boys?
We he did because
reshared it. He didn't just like it or comment it. He fucking reshared the post. That's all I have to say. Okay, back to them.
Yep, that was a good. Well, like, what if he puts up 70 points in his rookie season and then 75 points the year after that? Like, is he's gonna get? He could easily fetch, based on his potential, and not to put pressure on the kid, but this is possible too. He could be that superstar. What if he's definitely gonna have to get more than Lane Hutson? I think.
Okay, so let me say this, and I think as management and as a business ownership mindset, I think waiting another year of not signing Hutson or extending Hudson's contract is setting in the expectation to future players like Demidov that, hey, we're not going to jump the gun and give you the money you deserve right away. We want to see what you're capable of doing. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say you sign Hutson. Let's say to all our fans out there who really want it to happen tomorrow or yesterday, if let's say you were to, so he got a 60-point season, and you extend his rookie contract now, okay? Now you're setting that expectation to someone like Demidov next season, where if he does hit 60, 70 points as a rookie, then you have no choice but to extend his contract that same year, because you just did it for Lane Hutson. And that can fuck up our whole system. It can fuck up our salary cap. It can fuck up everything. So I think waiting one more year for Hutson sets that expectation. Let's say Demidov hits the 70-point mark this year, that management will tell Demidov, listen, we're not going to extend you now. Let's just finish another year. So it kind of, you know what I'm trying to say? It kind of like,
Yeah, no,
you're not rushing these
1,000%.
salaries right now, like Benjamin did. You're not giving someone $10 fucking million after one season of glory. And I don't believe in that. I've always said that for a really, really long time. I can't stand this pay these guys now. I get it. But, and again, it all comes down to character at the end of the day. But I strongly believe that when you pay someone so much, if you don't have the right character, people just play for that salary. Once they get the salary, they decline in performance. Why? Because they have nothing left to prove. And I'm not saying that Lane Hutson is like that or Demidov is going to be like
it's
that.
not even close for
Not
Lane
even
Hutson.
close. But then again, you never know, right? So
I don't. If there's one thing that we could finally check off that this management is good at, is picking guys with excellent character.
with excellent character. And again, I'm not.
If you look at everyone from who the Canadiens picked, not who the Canadiens picked, but who Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon picked that are with the Canadiens, who they also picked that's with the Laval Rocket and who are in their junior years still, they all have the same. It might be still too soon to tell, but you just get that feeling that they're all in the same. They all have the same mindset of, like, first and foremost, they're not arrogant, cocky, self-centered people. They're confident. They're confident in their talents and their capabilities. If looking at Lane Hutson, that's like, look, my whole life I had to prove that I am good just because I'm other side. Look at the draft, LJ Mooney, the same thing. Even Cole Caulfield, even though it was before Kent Hughes, he was in the Bergevin area. Him too, he did the same thing. And you look at a guy like that's on your team. Hughes and Gordon are probably like, whoa, we need to look guys that are like a bit like Caulfield and Suzuki, but also Brendan Gallagher, that wear this logo on their chest before the name. So if you look at everything Lane Hutson is doing, he's on the ice, he's training kids, he's got his own little hockey camp going on. If you look at just all those things he's doing, it's all about progression. Whether he's progressing himself or teaching others how to progress in their game, it's one big vicious circle of progression for this kid. And we have no reason to worry about, not that you're saying that you're worrying about character, but nobody in this city, let alone that's a fan of this team, has anything to worry about character when it comes to Lane Hutson. All this kid wants to do is get on the ice. And look at what Demidov is doing as well. Demidov is on the ice every freaking day with Patrick Laine too, which is also an encouraging sign. And it's going to show how serious Patrick Laine is in the final year of his contract. This is what they picked guys that love the game. And that's why they got Marty as a coach. Marty, you know, but see how it all ties together, though. Look how it's all tying together.
100%. And I've been saying it from the beginning, and you've been saying it, we all been saying it, that this team is being built so well, and it's just, I can't wait to see all the pieces together and ready to go. But, you know, this is, I believe, going to be a really, and I don't want to jinx it, but I really think this is going to be a great season. You just said it yourself. And again, not taking character away from Laine, but again, I said it before, a lot of players play to prove something. There's not a lot of players that have, like the Gallagher, who gets all this money and still fucking goes in it all in. All right,
he still scored 20 goals. He still scored 20 goals. We all thought he was dead and broken and done. He scored 20 goals.
Exactly, but Laine, I'm not sure where his character lies. Okay, that being said, I think this is going to be one of his best seasons. Why? Because he has something to prove, right? If he wants to stay in the team or go to another team and get the salary he wants, well, this is the year. This is the fucking year. So I think we're going to have a fucking dangerous team this year.
I hope so.
That in the back of your mind of a player like that who's playing for their contract. Who else is playing for a contract? Gallagher has 2 more seasons left.
Kirby Dach, that's another big.
That.
Well, I think he knows it, but
Lane Hutson. Did you see what they posted today?
Well, hold on a sec. They also posted that.
Yeah, Engels posted.
Engels was like, no, Engels was like, yo, guys, like, stop it. Like, I got sources, and you're telling me that he's actually progressing well, and that he's actually killing it in the gym.
Who put the post of the setback? The original post.
I don't know, but that's because I forgot, but somebody told me it's because I you know what? I remember the name. I'm not going to say the name just out of respect for that person. I don't want to tarnish their reputation. It's probably something they heard from it doesn't matter, but they were told that maybe Kirby Dach is wearing some kind of special equipment in the gym or during his training that shows sign that it's not going well. It could be a misquote. It could be whatever. But I just love the fact that Eric Engels, and he was a special guest. He's a well-trusted person. He said, he's like, is there a guarantee that Kirby Dach is going to start at training camp? No. Is there a guarantee that he's not going to start training camp? No, as well. And he goes, I reached out. I have credible sources, and they have all said he's doing well. He's training. He's skating. And he's actually killing it. He's progressing, okay, as far as his rehab and healing from that injury or that operation is concerned. So,
a question for you now.
Yeah. There was a video of him skating like a couple of weeks ago with Demidov, and he looked okay. He looked good out there.
So, look, this is his cap. This is his contract year.
Yeah.
A lot to prove to the whole organization.
Oh, my God.
To the fan base and to his future, right? Because if he doesn't start, and it's true that there is a setback and it takes a long time, what do you see happening? Like, because even Gorton said it, right? They're giving this guy 1 more year. But now, if there is a setback and he doesn't give us the Dach that we all hope for, then there's a lot of value lost in him that could fuck us in the future, right? Because,
well, then, I mean, I think you've tried to. I'm still wondering if Michael Hage is going to be that replacement at the center. I truly believe Kirby Dach is going to play well. I actually think he's going to score 15 goals this year. I'm predicting that. I think he could get over 40 points if he's on the power play, and if he plays with if let's say he's on the power play with a Noah Dobson, perhaps. I think Kirby Dach could crack that. He's got no choice. And he was one of those key pieces that was brought in at the very beginning of this rebuild at the 2022 NHL draft, where they drafted Juraj Slafkovsky and then Lane Hutson, okay? And they traded for Kirby Dach. They made a show out of it, okay? So if all goes well, even if he does come back and resigns, he's at a cap hit of 3.362. He's making $4 million this year. I don't see his cap going up more or past $4 million, and that's all if he does come back. If he has a great season, they re-sign him and he comes back. I still don't think he's going to make more than $4 million on the cap hit. I think he still makes $4 million consistent. Actually, that's what I truly believe.
Look, I think stat-wise, okay, so we've all said it from the beginning that he was injury-prone, which we've seen that so far, right? He hasn't played a full season since he came into the Montreal Canadiens dressing room.
Well, not even in the NHL. Like, the poor guy's been plagued with injuries.
But that being said, I mean, if this guy can have a full season to his capacity, he's a superstar. Because look, I'll just give you not a superstar. Let me rephrase.
I think he could be a
50-point player,
a max, which to me is a very good, close to an excellent player. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I mean. I want to rephrase, not superstar, but a 50-point player. Look, and I'm comparing this to Romanov because that's who we lost for him. So I went back to compare to see do we make a mistake. So
I think the comparison has to be more Frank Nazar of Chicago, who we traded Romanov and that pick to Chicago for. It was actually to the Islanders. I'm trying to remember, but it was picked to the Islanders, and then that pick went to Chicago for Kirby Dach. Yeah, because Romanov went to the Islanders, and we got a pick in return, and then we took that pick and we traded it to Chicago. And Chicago picked. Oh my God! I just said his name.
Nazar,
Frank Nazar. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Nazar has 2 seasons. The first season he only played 3 games. The second season he played 53 and got 26 points. Now Dach, year 1 with the Montreal Canadiens, 58 games, 38 points, which was very decent compared to Romanov. Mind you, different positions, but still, you have 76 games with 22 points. So less points and more games, where Dach played less games and more points. So he can average out a fucking good season. Even last year with not a full season, 57 games with 22 points. Like, he's capable of hitting that 30-point mark and more. If he
I think he could. If he's healthy,
a healthy Dach.
In all honesty, Ant, if he plays with Demidov, I think he could hit those numbers. If he 100%. plays with Demidov and he plays on the second power play, I think he could hit those numbers. And we're mentioning all these guys, Ant, but like Lane. This is also a Lane Hutson contract year, and I think he's the type of character that him too. He's like, yeah, I'm the rookie of the year, but I still have something to prove to my team. And I think he's gonna play lights out because he still believes he has something to prove. One year does not define your career. Fuck it. Look at that. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. 1 year does not define your career. There you go. I mean, I don't think there's any better way to end this episode. But I'm just saying, no, but like, all jokes aside, like, because a good portion of this episode is about Lane Hutson. It's how can I say this? I think there's just so much importance for this upcoming signing when the time comes, because I think it could send a clear message to not just the players on the team, but maybe to other players in the league, being like, listen, we have these young guys that are amazing. You're going to hear their names for a long time, and they could have gotten all the money in the world, but they decided to take
cuts just
because they want to stay together and they want to win. And maybe it's a message to some veteran out there who still has something to give, still has something to prove, and be like, fuck, I want to go to this team in Montreal because look at this Lane Hutson kid. Look how well he's playing for maybe the right amount of money or something like that. Because players know each other's contracts. Like, I don't know if they talk about each other's contracts, but they know. Players know. Agents talk. Players talk to agents. Exactly that. So, like, I really think this Lane Hutson contract, like I said, whenever it happens, is going to send some type of message to this team and to the league. And if you think about it, this Noah Dobson trade and signing kind of set that message. And then you want to throw in the Zachary Bolduc trade, that sent the message too. This Lane Hutson contract extension is going to send some message, and then eventually the Ivan Demidov will as well. And then you want to throw in Reinbacher and Jacob Fowler. Those are the other two I can think of that are going to be core pieces for this rebuild. After that, it's grab onto this cape and hold on, man. Like we're going for a ride. We're going for a ride, boys.
Fucking excited.
I'm so stoked. Before we end this off, the Montreal Canadiens released on YouTube a bit of like a recap video compilation. It's about 20, 30 minutes, something like that, of like the entire season. I ended up fast forwarding to the game. Well, two things actually. I ended up fast forwarding to Ivan Demidov's debut, and it was like cool footage, like close up on that. Then it goes right away to the final game of the year where the Canadiens clinched the playoffs against Carolina. You see Marty St. Louis, like when they leave the bench and they start going to the room and they start fist bumping. Marty looks like he's about to fucking cry. He looks like he's about to and I'm getting shivers just talking about this. He looks like he's about to shed some tears. And then it kind of fast forwards to when he's talking to the guys in the room. Like he's like, every battle you guys won, everything you had to fight, like it was tough, but fuck, is it worth it? Then when a person stops talking, and you could see in his face like he's trying to hold it together, and he actually does. You don't see him like cry or like kind of like has his voice cracking a little bit, but you see he's fighting it, man. It's like I saw that, and I don't know what came over me, dude, but it's like we keep saying how special there is with this team, but like it's the proof is in the fucking pudding. It's there, and we're gonna see it in this new documentary when it comes out, and I can't wait to do an episode about that. At least the first two episodes.
When is the first two episodes coming out?
Hold on, I have it saved in my calendar. Hold on a sec. I actually saved it. I'm a fucking freak when it comes to that shit. It's on Thursday, August 21st. On Crave. So chances are maybe I think around like 8:00 Eastern time, more or less. So Thursday, August 21st, the Rebuild Season 2 comes out. And I can't wait for them to cover Lane Hutson's like rookie year, obviously Marty, and the ups and downs they went through, like the Patrick
a lot
Laine,
of ups and downs.
there was a lot of like Patrick Laine injury, then Kirby Dach, and then suddenly Laine coming back and they start to win, and then the break of the Four Nations. I cannot wait for this documentary to come out. It's going to be so good. I can't wait.
Guys,
that's all I got.
Just around the corner.
Can't wait.
Just around the corner. I smell it in the air. But first football season, sorry.
I couldn't put that past you. You know what? Actually, real quick, I'm a little excited for football season. I think I might pay attention to it a little bit more this year. That's all.
I'm just excited for sports to come back. I think this summer has been a bit weather-wise shitty and stuff. It went by fast. It went by fast. I can confirm that. It went by fast. I just can't wait to put that TV on in the background, put a bunch of TV
watching sports
out and just start watching sports. I'm starting. This is the time of year where you start feeling it, right? Like you just
I'm starting to miss it.
And not only that, it's also there's so much good happening, right? So we're excited. We're looking forward to it. Like the last 4 years, not that I couldn't care less, but it's like you wanted the season to start to watch hockey, but there was no excitement because there's the build. But now, like, we're seeing the progression all across the board, and it's just
we're seeing all the pieces come together. We still need I still think another year or two, but totally agree. The last 4 years were tough.
Excited to see,
but you look back, it's like it's probably worth it.
Oh, 100% worth every second of it.
Let's go full circle. What did Jeff Molson tell you?
It's only gonna get better.
There
it's
you go.
Only getting better. Oh fuck. Yeah. All right. To all of listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to this amazing episode. Sammy, it was great.
Yeah, this was
great
awesome.
Catching up. To all
absolutely.
listeners out there, if you love what you hear, like we said at the beginning of the episode, you can listen to us on any podcast platform such as Spotify, Apple Music, Google, what you name it, anything that carries podcasts. If you want to see our beautiful faces, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please leave us an honest rating. Only way to make us better. We want to give you as much content as possible. Speaking of content, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Any social media platform, especially Instagram. Most of our content is there, and YouTube. To our amazing sponsors, Sunil at Habscave. Give him a follow. An amazing
Thank
guy.
you very much. Yep.
Love that guy. Best content on his Instagram page and a good guy to be friends with. Just a nice, humble guy. Mike's Barbecue Rubs. Follow him on Instagram to order his products. Let me tell you.
Great guy too.
Also an amazing guy. We know him personally. Very humble as well. He loves to support everybody. But his product is fantastic, especially now during barbecue season. But again, his product is good all year long. I've been using this product for the last 4 years, and it's just awesome. Guys, till next time.
Bye now.
Good night.
Dynasty.